Did you know that Elizabeth Taylor's love life was as dramatic as the movies she starred in? With 8 marriages and countless rumors, her romances were the talk of Hollywood, but not all of them made it to the spotlight. What secrets was Tinseltown desperate to keep under wraps? Elizabeth Taylor wasn't just a Hollywood icon, she was a woman who lived life on her terms. From her whirlwind marriages to whispers of forbidden affairs, her love life became as legendary as her career. In this video, we'll uncover the scandalous romances Hollywood tried to bury, revealing the passion, betrayal, and drama that defined the private side of this silver screen goddess. Get ready to dive into the love stories they didn't want you to know. Elizabeth Taylor, a scandalous love story.
Elizabeth Taylor's name evokes images of diamonds, velvet gowns, and the timeless glamour of old Hollywood. But beneath the glitz and glamour lay a woman whose personal life became one of Hollywood's most talked-about sagas. Taylor wasn't just an actress. She was a cultural phenomenon, and her romances became headline news. With 8 marriages, numerous affairs, and more than her fair share of heartbreak, her love life was as dramatic as the roles she played on screen. But what makes Elizabeth Taylor's story so captivating? It's not just the sheer number of relationships, but the fact that every one of them felt like a chapter out of a gripping novel, full of passion, betrayal, and loss. Unlike other stars of her era who guarded their private lives, Taylor's love life unfolded in public, every twist and turn captured by an eager press.
How did this old Hollywood queen become one of the most scandalous figures of her time? Let's unravel the love stories that defined her legacy, starting with her first marriage, a fairy tale that quickly turned into a nightmare. Number 1. A fairy tale gone wrong. Conrad Hilton. At just 18, Elizabeth Taylor married hotel heir Conrad "Nicky" Hilton in what seemed like the perfect Hollywood love story. She was a rising star, beloved by fans, and he was part of one of America's wealthiest and most powerful families. The union wasn't just a marriage, it was a spectacle, meticulously planned and promoted by MGM Studios. Taylor wore a stunning satin gown, and the media called it a fairy tale wedding. But fairy tales don't always have happy endings. Behind the scenes, Hilton's charm quickly gave way to a darker reality. He was verbally and physically abusive, and his lavish lifestyle was marred by heavy drinking and gambling. What should have been a dream turned into a nightmare. Within months, Taylor was left emotionally shattered, and the marriage was over in less than a year. This first heartbreak left scars that would linger for years and set the tone for the tumultuous love life that followed. Was this just bad luck, or was Taylor destined for a life of romantic chaos? Coming up, a quieter love story that seemed stable until fame got in the way. Number 2. A stable yet short-lived union. Michael Wilding. After the pain of her first marriage, Taylor craved stability. She found it in British actor Michael Wilding, who was 20 years her senior. Wilding, with his calm demeanor and old-school charm, offered her the peace she desperately needed. Their life together was quieter than Hollywood expected, marked by the joys of domesticity and the birth of their 2 children. For a brief moment, it seemed Taylor had found her footing. She stepped away from the scandals and embraced a simpler life. But fame, as always, had its demands. As Taylor's star continued to rise, Wilding's career began to wane. The couple grew apart, their paths heading in different directions. Their 5-year marriage ended without public drama, but it left a lingering question. Could anyone truly keep up with Elizabeth Taylor's meteoric rise? Up next is a whirlwind romance that burned bright but ended in tragedy. Number 3. A passionate love lost. Mike Todd. Elizabeth Taylor's third husband, movie producer Mike Todd, seemed like her perfect match. Larger than life, Todd was as passionate and bold as Taylor herself. Together, they were a Hollywood power couple, captivating the world with their undeniable chemistry. Todd adored Taylor, showering her with grand gestures and treating her like a queen. For the first time, it appeared Taylor had found true happiness. Their life together was vibrant, full of love and laughter. But fate had other plans. Just over a year into their marriage, Todd tragically died in a plane crash, leaving Taylor devastated. The grief was overwhelming, and Hollywood mourned alongside her. But as Taylor tried to pick up the pieces of her shattered heart, she found herself at the center of another scandal, one that would forever change her public image. Stay tuned as we uncover a shocking betrayal that turned Taylor from a beloved starlet to Hollywood's most infamous villain. Number 4. A notorious affair. Eddie Fisher. After Mike Todd's untimely death, Taylor turned to his close friend Eddie Fisher for support. Fisher, however, wasn't just a confidant. He was married to Taylor's best friend, Debbie Reynolds. What began as comfort soon turned into an affair, and the fallout was explosive. Fisher left Reynolds, America's sweetheart, for Taylor, sparking outrage. The media painted Taylor as a homewrecker, and the public turned against her. Fans who had once adored her now saw her as the villain in a heartbreaking love triangle. Despite the scandal, Taylor and Fisher pursued their relationship, but it was doomed from the start. The public backlash, combined with the emotional baggage of their union, made happiness impossible. This affair marked a turning point in Taylor's life, transforming her image and setting the stage for even more dramatic romances to come. The next love affair is so scandalous it became one of the most talked about in Hollywood history. Number 5. A scandal that shook the world. Richard Burton. If any romance truly defined Elizabeth Taylor's legacy, it was her tempestuous affair with Richard Burton. The two met while filming Cleopatra, and from the moment they shared a scene, their chemistry was electric. The connection was so undeniable that the world couldn't look away. But there was one massive problem. Both were already married. What followed was one of the most dramatic love affairs Hollywood had ever seen. Their passionate relationship became tabloid fodder, with headlines making waves across the globe. Fans and critics alike couldn't get enough of the scandal. Taylor, a stunning, magnetic star, and Burton, an accomplished and equally fiery actor, were seemingly drawn to each other like magnets, causing a storm that would tear through their personal lives and their marriages. Their love was a roller coaster ride. Breakups, makeups, lavish gifts, and passionate public fights. They married twice, and both marriages were filled with as much drama and intensity off-screen as their performances were on. From their explosive arguments to their extravagant gifts, their love affair seemed like a never-ending cycle of passion and conflict. But no matter how intense their connection was, it couldn't shield them from the inevitable. The chaos they created together seemed too much for even their magnetic personalities to handle. Could a relationship built on such fiery passion ever truly last? Or were they doomed from the start, destined to burn out as quickly as they'd ignited? Their turbulent love story was both fascinating and heartbreaking. After Burton's passionate love, Taylor's life takes even more unexpected turns. Her personal life becomes the subject of endless whispers, and the press can't get enough. But who really knew what was going on behind closed doors? Number 6. The quiet whisper of scandals. Even when Elizabeth Taylor's relationships weren't the front-page news, whispers about her love life never stopped. Between her marriages to Burton, Taylor remained at the center of a media frenzy, with rumors of affairs and flings swirling around her like a never-ending storm. It wasn't just her marriages or high-profile relationships that captured attention. Taylor was known for her magnetic presence and unspoken allure, which drew people to her wherever she went. It wasn't uncommon for her to be linked to high-profile actors and even British aristocrats, but the details were often kept under wraps, leaving much of her personal life shrouded in mystery. Despite the quiet, the world couldn't stop talking about her. What was it about Elizabeth Taylor that made her so irresistible? Was it her beauty, her aura, or the sheer force of her personality that kept her in the spotlight? Whatever it was, Taylor's love life was never truly private. Even when the press wasn't spotlighting her relationships, speculation about her romantic entanglements continued to swirl. It seemed that Taylor's every move was watched by the world, and there was no escaping the intrigue. After her whirlwind Hollywood romances, Taylor's life takes an unexpected turn. This time, she tries to leave the glitz and glamour behind for a quieter life in Washington, D.C. But would the calm of political life be enough to quiet the storm inside her? Number 7. Trading stardom for Washington. John Warner. Elizabeth Taylor's sixth marriage to U.S. Senator John Warner marked a drastic shift in her life. After decades of Hollywood drama, tabloid scandals, and public heartbreaks, she married the quiet, reserved politician, stepping away from the limelight to embrace a quieter, more private life. She moved to Washington, D.C., where she took on the role of a senator's wife, trading in the diamonds and the cameras for a life of political dinners and public service events. But the quiet life of a politician's wife wasn't all it was cracked up to be for Taylor. Far removed from the dazzling lights of Hollywood, she soon grew restless. The city of Washington, D.C., with its strict routines and political landscape, was a far cry from the glamorous Hollywood she was used to. Taylor, a woman who had spent her entire life in front of cameras and the public eye, found herself bored and disconnected. As her disillusionment grew, Taylor began to spiral. The pressure of living a life so far removed from her Hollywood roots, combined with the boredom and isolation she felt, led her to turn to alcohol and prescription pills as a means of coping. The facade of political life soon crumbled, and Taylor found herself caught in yet another scandal. The marriage, strained by her increasing unhappiness and self-destructive behavior, ended in divorce, another chapter of her tumultuous personal life exposed to the world. But could Elizabeth Taylor, ever the survivor, find a way to rebuild after this latest setback? Or was this the end of the road for her ability to escape the chaos that followed her wherever she went? Up next is a final chapter of Elizabeth Taylor's love life that would surprise everyone. With so much heartache and drama behind her, what would the last love of her life look like? Would she ever find peace? Or was she doomed to live her life in the glare of the public spotlight? Number 8. Love in Unlikely Places. Larry Fortensky. In a surprising twist, Elizabeth Taylor's final chapter of romance unfolded far from the glitz of Hollywood. Her 8th and last marriage was to Larry Fortensky, a construction worker she met during a stint in rehab. The pairing was as unconventional as it was intriguing, quickly becoming fodder for endless tabloid stories. Critics questioned the sincerity of their relationship, given the stark differences in their lifestyles. But for a brief period, the two appeared genuinely happy together. Their wedding, held at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, was a spectacle that only Taylor could orchestrate, blending the ordinary and extraordinary in true Hollywood fashion. Yet, the union lasted just 5 years, quietly ending in divorce. Fortensky was her last great love, and Taylor chose never to remarry, marking the conclusion of her tumultuous romantic journey. But as public as her marriages were, whispers about secret affairs with powerful directors, producers, and even political figures added layers to her mystique. These hidden romances didn't grab headlines but painted Taylor as both a seductress and a victim of her desires. Elizabeth Taylor's love life was a saga of scandal, betrayal, and heartbreak, yet it also revealed her resilience. Time and again, she emerged stronger, surviving public ridicule and personal tragedy to remain an enduring symbol of glamour and defiance. Her romances weren't just chapters in her story. They were a defining aspect of her legacy, shaping her as one of Hollywood's most captivating icons. What kept Elizabeth Taylor coming back to love, even after so many heartbreaks? Perhaps it was her relentless belief in its magic, a belief that made her story unforgettable. Elizabeth Taylor's love life may have been filled with scandal and heartbreak, but it was also a testament to her strength, resilience, and undying pursuit of passion. Her relationships, both public and private, helped shape the legend she became. But after everything, one question remains: was love worth the chaos it brought into her life? If you found Elizabeth Taylor's story as captivating as her films, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Hollywood secrets, scandalous romances, and untold stories. What do you think? Could she have ever found true happiness? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.